slam A zone hits at 40 yards. Again, don't spend too much time here, but if you can do it, like, it builds a lot of confidence. So back up way farther than I have any business shooting a pistol, or so most people would think. So why am I doing this, right? If you, for the like 10 people that watch my videos, you might remember from last time that I said don't spend too much time on shooting at range with a pistol. I still stand by that. Okay, so last video I talked about shooting at distance, and I kind of biffed some of my shots. But that was my biggest kind of weak point from that training session. Was really, it was my right hand was too tense, and I was getting that parasympathetic response with my middle finger every time I pulled the trigger. So I decided, in kind of reviewing like how training went and my like notes from it, I'm just gonna shoot at distance. Like all of my training ammo that I allotted for this weekend, I'm just gonna go at 40 yards, which we are at 37 meters, close enough. So I was gonna go 40 yards and just start hammering rounds downrange. So why am I doing this, right? If you, for the like 10 people that watch my videos, you might remember from last time that I said don't spend too much time on shooting at range with a pistol. I still stand by that. So why am I doing this, right? Specifically, when I shoot at range, I can see a whole lot more. I'm gathering a lot more information for diagnostics than I am shooting closer. So if I'm shooting at 40 yards and I notice my dot does something, like one of the things I was seeing was I would kind of J-hook. But not every time, but sometimes. Like when I'd throw shots really bad, my dot would J-hook right as I was pulling the trigger, either to one side or another, right? So really what's happening there is I'm kind of pulling down with my middle finger, and then like my body is trying to compensate by bringing it back up, and it's bringing it back up somewhere else, and it's not coming back up all the way. Because I know where I'm supposed to be, and then I see my dot not be there, so my body wants to fix it. So really I need to make that not happen in the first place. So what am I focusing on when I'm doing this, right? I'm focusing on grip. That's basically all I'm doing. Grip and vision. I want to be looking where I want the shots to go on the target. I'm trying to focus on as small of a spot as I possibly can, and then I'm just trying to group my shots at a aggressive pace, so shooting a little like faster than I'm comfortable shooting at this distance. Well, enough talking. I talk too much in these videos already, so let's see how it goes. Helps if I turn my holster on. I think that's a high A and a low A, maybe a C. It might have went a little under the head box, but it was high. Did it again. So that last shot, what I saw is my dot, as I was looking at the target, my dot was here right as I pulled the trigger, went straight down. So that's what I'm looking for. It's super pronounced because it looks like it almost goes straight under the target when you're at distance. So I can see literally everything that I'm doing wrong when I'm standing out here at 40-ish yards. First one was horrible. My left hand wasn't doing quite enough because I started getting that seatbelt recoil pattern. So the first one I pulled the trigger just in a bad area. It was probably a D, low left. That's where the dot was. That's where I pulled the trigger. But then after that, the recoil pattern went like that. So what that tells me is I'm probably trying to do too much with my right and not enough with my left. Which brings me in another area, right? When I'm close up on a target, it's a whole lot easier for me to have a good grip because it's just something that I'm used to. When I'm shooting at distance, this is a little outside my comfort zone. Like, sure, do I go out and just like plink steel at 100 yards with a pistol? Yeah, it's fun, but I'm not training when I do that, right? It's just fun. So this is not what I'm used to. USPSA is typically 25 and in, most of the time sitting at around 5 to 15. Way outside of my comfort zone, and what happens when you're outside your comfort zone is your grip starts to fall apart. You're not thinking about it anymore, you're starting to focus on other things. So if you think about how things work when you're leaning out of cover, whether in competition or in real life, or if something real life happens in a super stressful situation, like you're getting shot at, what's your brain gonna do? It's definitely not thinking about your grip. So doing things like this to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone and develop your fundamentals all around in every area helps you everywhere, right? And you should do it as many areas as you can. I guess we'll go see the targets. It's not gonna look pretty, but let's go check it out. So what I'm looking at here, I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Charlies. That is 2 holes right there. 3 Delta, 3 Alpha, right? So bad. But at the very least, my shot calling was there. So like when I threw a shot, I knew where I threw it pretty much right away. I thought that this one was going to be a little bit more to the left than it is. And then I thought this one was going to be a little higher, but I kind of pulled that one down. All right, so I'm going to try to go a little slower, build my grip a little more intentionally whenever I come up, and then I'm going to hit the second target, and I'll bring you guys up once I'm done, see what my shots look like. So go back to 40. Alright, so one of the things that I noticed was a lot better. Recoil control was bad, but I don't care, right? Because the return was better. So even though my muzzle rose more, my dot was returning exactly where I wanted. So I'm excited to see what this looks like. Ooh. So not really that much better, but it's trending in a direction that I like. So if we look at just the very center of the entire group, right? The entire group being like this, the center is there-ish, right? So that's not horrible. Whereas this one, if you look at the center of the entire group, well, there's really like 2 groups here, and I can guarantee you this is the first shot, and then this is the second shot, right? And that's probably about how the group is trending. So I have like a center here, and then a center like there, maybe more like there. So that's bad, right? This, you can't tell which one I shot first and which one I shot second. There's one kind of giant group, so it's trending in a direction that I like. I'm just gonna keep hammering it. These are my first rounds of the day, really. So I did a little bit, I shot a little bit. I was teaching one-on-one earlier. But other than that, it was just like demo rounds. This is my first actual training. Yeah, we'll see how the rest of it goes. Slow down. Horrible, that last one. Okay, so my wife didn't want to walk anymore, which can't blame her. She has some injuries in her foot. But overall, like, this is looking a whole lot better. So I went back to my first target. Right, this is what we're seeing. So a whole lot more alphas. I'm still getting a few to the right in the C. I don't know. I'm tempted to check my 0 and blame it on that, but I doubt it. I could just be torquing my hand. I've had a problem with that in the past. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, this is a whole lot better, a whole lot more alphas, a lot more concentric, and I was pushing my pace more on this, so I'm pretty happy, generally pretty happy with where this is going. So, okay, so I forgot to record a video explaining what I'm actually trying to do here. I just wanted to incorporate some transitions into this, and then also push my pace way faster than I should be shooting at 40 yards. Way faster than I would shoot at a match at that distance for sure. So I went on to shoot another about 120 rounds doing this. Ended up having 21 misses. Like, that's how hard I was really trying to push myself. It's very important when you're training to push way past what you're actually capable of, and then oftentimes come back to what you are.
Another quick thing that I wanted to talk about regarding this type of stuff is you don't have to be shooting at 40 yards. If you don't have a range near you that you can shoot at 40 yards, what you can do is either have a much smaller target or put up a single like black paster on your target, slap it down at 25, and then really just try to hammer down on that black paster. You can even do that as close as 5, as long as your standard of accuracy is extremely fine. It works mostly the same. There's certain things about shooting at distance and having that depth that messes with your eyes. But again, like if you can't, it's not the end of the world. You can still train the fundamentals almost just as effectively. But yeah, I mean, thanks for watching, guys. Hope it helps.